Hey, everybody, welcome to Muni Misfits. My name's Chris Larson. I've got Matt Cook, Greg McCullough. We got the Misfits are all back together this time. We've got no substitutions. This is the starting lineup. You guys ready for the game time?
Let's go.
You ready? We have got a monumental show today.
Monumental. That reminds me, I was just driving down the road here and I saw there was a sign there that says huge sale.
Was it
I was going
huge?
to tell you about it. I knew that it said it was huge. So
Did you stop?
No. Huge sale.
I'm kind of, on the way out of here, I'm going to go buy the huge sale and see what's over there. Is it a yard sale?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Golf
Yard,
clubs?
garage, something. I don't know. Huge though.
Are you guys you got some stuff going on at golf courses?
Go ahead, Matt. What do you got going?
You've been dying to tell us what's happening on that creek.
Yeah.
No,
we just finished our men's club championship last weekend, and that was a lot of fun. We've got some great players down there. Our championship flight was 27 holes, and I don't say no surprise, but Cody Cedarberg ended up taking it home again. He ended up shooting, I think, 2 under for the 27 holes. So congrats to Cody. We have a mid-am, which is for 35 years and older, and Tom Kylo ended up choosing to play in the mid-am. He would have been another one, I think, that could have been a good contender as far as the championship flight. Tom took home the mid-am, and Mark Bryan took home our senior championship. I think he shot 1 under. So congrats to all those and all of our flight winners. But that was a ton of fun. We'll continue to move on with our league activities, both men's and women's. With the nice weather, it's continued to be strong as far as numbers. And daily play, once again, continues to be just crazy busy. It really hasn't had any letdown. So once again, as we tell everybody, make sure and make your tee times.
Right. How many golfers do you get playing in those in that club championship?
In our championship this year, I think we had around 80 players, which is probably just a little bit below. We had, I would say, at least 10 to 15 people that we knew that had some conflicts with that weekend.
So now, and Mac, you have a club championship coming up.
We do Saturday, actually tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 125 people signed up.
See, now this is really impressive because I feel like club championships have waned in participation as you've kind of polled a lot of our peers, at various facilities. It seems like, the team competitions are thriving. They're doing very well. Obviously, we're getting a lot of golfers into the game, playing a lot of scrambles and collaborative type formats rather than individual playing your own ball. So it's really cool to see that we've got, some thriving competitions at both of your facilities. So like those are, in my opinion, when you hear 80, 125, those are super strong numbers.
Yeah, we do better with like our midsummer championship. And so I don't know if it's just our like the demographics that we're playing in our men's club. Weekends sometimes can be challenging. So some of our other weekend tournaments, they've been good. I mean, they've definitely continued to grow as far as the numbers, or at least kind of maintain, which that was quite an increase in the last 5 or 6 years. But I think, Thursday for a lot of people, hey, it's middle of the work week. I'm willing to take an afternoon off and do that. Weekends probably are a little bit more treasured for some people. And I'm not going to play in an event on Saturday. It's going to take 5-6 hours of my day. So.
Right. Yeah. Time management is crucial. So, well, talk to us about the club championship you got going on Saturday.
Club champ, we got 36 players in the championship flight, and we got a senior, super senior, regular flights. We have a red tee flight, so it kind of has it ability to anybody can play, and we're flighted with handicaps in the other ones. So, our men's club does a really good job of supporting what we do, and they continue to do that. Even though it's We Fest Saturday, the guys will come out, which we appreciate. Yeah.
You guys aren't going down to WeFest?
I'm not. I've never been there.
I've never been there either.
I've cleaned up after it.
No way.
We did it for a fundraiser once.
Oh, that would have been so. You were like cleaning out campsites and stuff.
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
It is very special. Very special. I knew it was going to be bad, but it was 10 times worse than I thought.
I knew it would be bad. I did not know it would be this bad.
Yeah. Anyway, we hope everybody has a safe, fun time at WeFest, and we obviously golf courses are still going strong, and we're continuing to move along. Days are getting a little bit shorter, so it becomes hard to do the 8 o'clock tee time and get done. So
Yeah.
you gotta kind of start a little bit earlier. And as we go along with all the golf courses, the hours will be shrinking both in the morning, so our superintendents can try to get some stuff done in that evening as well.
So back to your club championship.
Yes,
You go 20, and do you guys both do 27 holes?
We do.
championship flight. The
Okay.
rest of the flights play 18.
Okay. And so the championship flight, they go around, they play 18, and they go around for the victory lap for 9 more. What kind of scores are we seeing here?
We always kind of say the scores are going to end up a little lower than they end up. I think tournaments are a little different. Not everybody's used to playing competition. I think last year we were at 108, 109, somewhere between 108 and 111 usually
Okay.
wins, depending on the weather, and we'll see what happens with the weather tomorrow.
All right. Well, good luck to everyone
Thanks.
participating in the
Yeah.
club championship.
Should be fun.
Yeah, and then at Osgood, we are just we're league play. We got leagues going on. Rinse and repeat. We're still going strong. And as far as tee times are concerned, get onto fargogolf.net. Book your tee time today. All 5 public golf courses are available on the website. You can see what's happening and keep up to date. Also, 3 days in advance is when you can make those tee times. So the golf courses are busy, but I would tell you, we hear this all the time on the phone. I can't get my tee time, but it's those people that probably are calling an hour ahead, 5 hours ahead, the day of for a primo 10 a.m. tee time. Those tee times do go pretty quick, but if you're on there 3 days in advance, there's a whole boatload of tee times. I'm looking at all of our tee sheets. You can pretty much get, if you're within 15, 20 minutes of your desired tee time, if you're on there, 3 days in advance, you're going to get your tee time. So book those early, plan ahead, and the golf courses are in fantastic shape. So thank you, superintendents, for doing your job. And it's not easy right now with the conditions, with staying ahead of the water, and so it's a long, hard job being a superintendent today. But thank you very much. Golf courses are awesome. So what else do we have shaking?
With that, as far as golf courses, I would say kind of like a little announcement probably for super. Well, I shouldn't speak for your guys's, but it's been so doggone dry, as everybody knows. And so they've been dragging hose around and trying to get in areas that are not irrigated, that don't have the automatic system. And so they're trying to get roughs in some of the perimeter area, covered a little bit. And it's been quite a task, especially, like I say, with all the volume of play. And cart traffic is at like the highest level I've probably ever seen it. And so, we're trying to encourage all our players to actually stay in the fairway, or even preferably cart path, if you would. If people don't know, like, what a 90-degree rule is, basically you take the cart path until you get up to the point of your golf ball, move into the fairway or rough, wherever that is. Once you hit, go back. You just leave a lot of burn marks there, as far as dry and as hot as things have been. So, we all want to keep our golf courses hopefully in terrific shape. And so anything they can do to kind of help us with that. And as always, also repair your ball marks and replace your divots. So
A little PSA reminder there.
right. No, I think one thing that was kind of cool, I just happened to read about this morning. I haven't been paying attention to PGA News, but the PGA announced their 24 schedule. And it has some impact locally because, the 3M championship, which just concluded down in the Twin Cities, had gone on. And in the 24 season now, for one, the one big change is now it's all going to be in the calendar year. So there's not going to be the fall season, moving forward. Everything's going to be on the calendar year. They'll then go into the later fall season. And this 24 season also is unique because we throw the Olympics in there as well. So that throws a little bit of a bug in there. But for the 3M, we talked a little bit about this off air. They got a little bit of knock last week as far as who won the event again?
Yeah, exactly. Hodges.
Yeah. So great player. All the players are great that are out there, but unfortunately it's not a household name. So it's easy to forget. So they take some heat from that. And traditionally, as far as strength of field, 3M has been one of the weakest over the last several years, and next year they're not helping themselves out because they're following the Open once again. And then the very following week is the Olympics. So now they are getting very pinched. And so if you're thinking you're going to see any of the stars coming to the 3M, unfortunately, we may not see them again next year. So it's a tough deal as far as the way that schedule is. I mean, there's like what they say over like 39 events or something, I think, on tap. It's so I mean, it's a packed schedule when you look at that. And I think they've once again, I think, got a dozen or so designated tour events. Um, I think at least four of those are going to be no cut events. One of them, which is kind of a big interest, I think, is the AT&T Pebble Beach. It's going to be a no cut event. I thought that was pretty large news there once again. So um, it was kind of interesting. They're going to have some new sponsors, some date changes. Like I say, have moved around a little bit.
How many 30? How many events?
I want to say it was close to like 39 or something like that. I thought I heard, but I could be off on that.
And then you also have the Olympics. So where is the Olympics? Where have I been? Where's the Olympics?
I have no
that
idea.
I don't know either.
Usually you hear like some buzz about what the Olympic golf course is. And okay.
Laura, any idea where the Olympics is in 24?
We're gonna take some bets.
Spain?
Wait, did the Beijing thing already happen?
Not sure.
Wasn't it gonna be in Beijing for everything?
Gosh, golf at the 2024 Summer Olympics.
Paris.
Paris.
Le golf, yeah. So, oh gosh, they did I have seen some stuff on that one. That was Eric Anders Lang did a deal there. That's a funky golf course. It's got all sorts of crazy angles and geometric shaped greens, and it's got some weird stuff out there. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, not so great, like you said, for the 3M and those opposite field events and the are they sticking with the non-designated type thing where they're doing designated events, non-designated events? Have they discussed any if that's going to be a continued model going forward?
Yeah, like I said, I think they've got at least 12 designated tour events, and at least I think four of those or something like that, they're going to be no cut.
Okay.
But and so once again, some of those tournaments there are going to be probably a few, if you call them losers, but based off of how the schedule aligns, because they're also trying to get, I think, some of those designated events to be back-to-back events. And so,
Do you like that? Do you guys like that? Do you care? Mac, do you care?
I don't really care. How's that?
Do you care about the majors and then
Well, no, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I do care because I think, the 3M, a lot of times tournaments can't pick when they want to go. They're going when they're going.
Yeah.
3M had a great field this year. They really did. They had because they changed the FedEx Cup from 125 to 70. So you had a lot of players, aka Justin Thomas, playing in that event to try to get into the FedEx Cup. So I think they had a pretty quality field. The tour is just good. At any given time, there's probably 40, 50 guys that can win out there. So we'll see. That's a long season. I mean, I think they actually had more going in, when they were doing other stuff. So 39, the calendar, non-calendar, they had it kind of, where they were not forcing people to play, but you had to play to get points. And that's kind of what they wanted. They wanted either, obviously the stars still have to play a lot more than they probably want to or had to. And then you get other players that have to play all the time to keep your card because they want that changeover going as much as they can. Who's the next star? I don't know.
And when we compare golf to other sports and we start saying, gosh, let's just round it to 30. Okay. We got 30 events and, that's actually 4 rounds. So you got 120 games, you would say, if we start looking at what other sports are playing, I mean, that's a considerable amount of time to be viewing, watching golf if you want to stay on top of that. It's not just 30 events, it's, days of golf, and and these rounds are each person's playing 4 hours plus. That's a lot of time that is being designated to golf.
You've basically gone to the Mac Cook golf side and like,
no,
golf is hard. It's so tiring.
The viewing is hard. The viewing is hard, and staying up to date on that. You know what I mean? Just because, when you think about baseball and you got 162 games. So, I mean, that's to watch every single baseball game, which there are people that do that, right? watching every game, watching every round, I mean, you got to have some time on your hands to be able to do that. And when you're fueled by spectators and that's how you stay relevant, I don't know, when you have that many rounds, are you watering it down any? That's what I think football is so fun to watch because it's 16 games. Every game absolutely matters. When you have 30 plus round or 30 plus tournaments, does every tournament matter? And then when you have that many people in the field, it's very hard to, really, there's so many great golfers. It's hard to pick out those stars because it's so highly competitive.
I think this time of year is hard for this local area to embrace the PGA Tour or the LPGA Tour only because it's August and we have a lot of local, really good local stuff happening. Whether it's the end of things like the end of Discover Junior Golf. Thank you everybody for who participated in it. Look for some big and better things next year. Junior golf at all our golf courses. They have their last tournaments at El Zago next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the mornings. So you'll see a lot of junior golfers at our places at El Zago Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, and then you add in next week, you have, one of the biggest amateur tournaments in the country, the Pine of Palm. So you have all of our, younger junior players who can play in that. They're either playing in that or they're playing in another junior event and they're kind of wrapping up. And then you add Class B girls started last week. Class A girls in North Dakota starts this week. So it's hard, I think, nationally. I'm more focused. I seem to be more focused on what's going on more locally, and I kind of lose track of what happens to the tour for a little while here. So I mean, we got, again, this area is really, really good at local golf. And there's lots of local golf going on, whether you're 9 years old or 65 years old or playing in your club championships or playing in the Pine of Palm or playing in the lakes, playing in the Birchmont. There's a lot of really good local things happening.
For sure. Yeah. And Pine to Palm. We got to play Detroit Country Club not that long ago. How good is the golf course right now?
Yeah, it's really good. They're working their tails off. I know they got some rain Monday, Tuesday, something like that. I know they got some rain. And again, it's just like our old school golf courses have central line irrigation systems so that all the lines run down the middle of the fairway and they irrigate, which is hard to keep up with the golf course anyway. So there's a lot of areas between holes and around greens or in certain areas that really the irrigation can't get to. And we've had a dry 7 or 8 weeks plus activity on those things. So, you're going to see a lot of brown areas there. And it's in the best shape I've ever seen it since probably late 70s. So that they're doing good. And I know they're excited for a really good week.
Yeah. Shout out to Zach
Foltz.
Zach Foltz, who worked at Fargo Parks as their head superintendent. Shout out to Tom Dolby, Kaylin Dolby, who, this is their first year there. So they're going to experience, everything is first for them this year. They're going to experience their first Pine of Palm and the 500 plus players. And they're going through WeFest this weekend, which I know is an extremely busy weekend at their golf course with all the activity going on. So, there's again, we're so blessed to have activities that golfers can do and participate in, and they keep doing it. And we try to do the best we can to give them as many opportunities as we can.
The Pine is always so interesting because in my opinion, it's kind of like golf homecoming.
Yep.
You get all these kids from all over the country, and they're that's like their one event before they go back to college, and you get everybody back in town for a great match play event, and it's just there's so much buzz. There's buzz around the Fargo Moorhead area, and then when you're down in Detroit Lakes, it's just you can feel it. It's awesome. So good luck to all of those individuals participating, and yeah, good luck to Tom and Kaylin.
Yeah,
Dolby,
it's the 500 person yearly family reunion, and you're exactly right.
is.
I mean, it's after 35, 40 years of being a golf pro, I miss it.
I do too.
Still miss it after 40 years. We did some foolish things. We did some crazy things. We had an incredible amount of fun. The stories you create that when you've ever been there and done it, things that happen there for 6 days of golf, and it's pretty cool.
Had you played in it before, Chris?
I have, yeah.
How about the Resorters or Birchmont?
I never play. I played in. No, I've never played in Birch, and I've never played in the Resorters. I played in the Pro-Ams, from Resorters and stuff. But the only out of the Lake Series events, I've only played in the Pine.
How about
Yeah.
you, Greg? You
Yeah, I
played-
don't know why we played the Pine to Palm all the time. Not sure why we never played the Birch or the Resorters.
You never played the Birch either, though. Huh?
No, wish I would have.
Well, I would have thought
actually.
just as a UND guy. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, it
Yeah,
seems
it's
like
Grand
Birch-
Forks
yeah, a lot
deal,
of
right?
Grand
I mean,
Forks
so
and-
yeah, the Birch tends to be Grand Forks, Bemidji, and the Pines, not exclusively, obviously, because you have lots of crossover there, but it tends to be a Fargo, Moorhead, Detroit Lakes area. And if you go to the Birch, it's Alexandria, Minneapolis. In those areas are the ones that do it. I don't know why we never went. I wish I would have, because once we started playing college golf, that golf course is I love Bemidji.
Yeah, yeah. All those golf courses are fantastic, and to think that the those all three together create just such a great circuit of events. I mean, if you could go back in time, right, and play all three of those, man, to be a kid again, it'd be so fun.
What's cool, like at the Pine, a person, anybody watching this thought, gosh, I want to go watch some golf this week. The Pines is kind of electrifying because the golf course, especially for a lot of these young guys, is just a chip and putt course. I mean,
Yes.
and so there is going to be the opportunity to make a lot of really crazy numbers. I mean, on the good side, I mean, there could be a boatload of birdies. There could be a great opportunity for some eagles on several, even the par fours, and especially the par fives, because all the par fives are going to be easily reachable with probably a short iron for some of them, mid iron. And so it's really cool. But also from a spectator standpoint is I don't feel like walking all around the golf course. You don't have to.
No.
They got a bar set up outside,
Yeah.
right in the triangle. And you've got 9, you've got 6, you've got 18,
5,
11 green, all of these. Yeah.
12
Yeah.
tee.
Yeah. 5. Yep. All just sitting right there where you don't have to stumble too far from the bar to watch all of that. And those are some really cool holes. And so that's what's really kind of neat. And they do get a good following. So if you're ever thinking like, man, what should I do this weekend? You should kind of venture on out there if you've never seen it before. Because I know when I was a young kid, my dad took me out there several occasions. And that's some of the greatest moments I remember as far as watching golf, watching guys like Pat Herzog and Russ Newman, Mike Podolak,
Bill Israelson.
Yeah. And just watching some amazing matches, it was really cool. And that continues on, and so it's a fun experience. So if no one's ever done it before, and it's match play, which is cool as well. And so really should venture on down
Go
there.
stand on the first tee Wednesday night about
Yes.
6 o'clock when they have the playoff to get in championship flight. It is for golf. I mean, again, we're talking about golf here. It is pretty cool.
That's worth the price of admission,
I think it is.
which is free.
I haven't been down there probably at least 2 or 3 years, but that had been a tradition of mine, Greg, for a
Yes.
streak for a while. I would try to, after leaving Creek, I would try to get down there Wednesday evening
Yes.
before that, because that's usually probably it's getting later, probably
is
like
getting later. It's
6:37 at
probably-
least,
yeah. Yep.
And so I'll try to venture on down there, and it's nice that I don't live too far from there anyway. So, because that is a cool deal watching guys, hopefully not gag all over their foot joys,
Yep.
and
Yeah, you don't want to see the train wreck. You
right.
kind of want to see a train wreck.
Yeah. So I think I've seen that probably go in the times I've watched, maybe as many as 3 or 4 holes. Sometimes it's been just one hole, depending on what they're all playing for, how many spots. But
The bar cart loves it when it goes 3 or 4 holes. Yeah. The other part that's so neat about Detroit Country Club too is, and you're seeing the USGA do it in the US Opens. And they're like the half pars, right? That's what makes
Yeah.
it so interesting, is that these guys are taking par fives, turning them into par 4.5s. They're taking par fours, turning them into par 3.5s. And yeah, it is a shorter golf course, and these guys are going to pick it apart. But for match play, it creates such interesting decisions and shot selections, and hero shots, risk reward. So it becomes very interesting to watch golf being played there by a variety of players too, because you can get these bombers that are playing against wily veterans, right? That plot themselves around the golf course and are fantastic putters, and everyone stands a chance. I mean, I don't know who the favorite would be. I haven't even looked at the field, but there is always, just like March Madness, there's always surprises, right? I still remember when the superintendent or the assistant superintendent was like a 64 seed and took out the number 1 seed. You know, I mean, there's things that happen like that that are just it's a cool time. Get out there and watch the pine. So, anything else that we got?
Just kind of like speaking of length, and we were talking about that. I heard something yesterday. I was talking to Cody Cedarberg a little bit. He was just heading out on a men's club, and we were talking about last week. And some of the guys were mentioning, yeah, you've got a lot of new good players that are playing in the men's club. And one of them who I have known but haven't gotten a chance to know very well just yet is Austin Streifel, that plays out at your place as well. And Cody told me, so Cody Cedarberg, if no one's ever played with him before, great guy, good player, hits the ball a long ways. Chris Larson hits a long ways. I think Cody's got you.
Cody definitely
Cody hits it a long
flies my ball.
He's telling me that Austin hits it by him like a lot. I mean, like a long ways. I'm like, no, that can't be Cody, because I had Cody Cedarberg on the TrackMan one time at a Callaway fitting day, and I wanted to say his ball speed was like 188. His carry distance on that one was something stupid like 340 or something like that, with an overall rollout like 360 something. And he says Austin hits it by him a ways.
Austin can move it. He can move it. We go back to what we talk about though. If you can hit it 350 yards, what should you be shooting? What should you be shooting?
It'd be one less for me because it takes me 350 to hit 2.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Oh man.
Yeah, the distances are we see it. We talk about it on the big tours and in golf in general, but we see it around here. We're starting to see it around here as well as the kids start to play high school golf, and distance is a big factor if they want to play the next level in college. They got to hit it, and then if they want to go farther, you got to be able to hit it 300 yards plus, to be able to play. So Austin hits it hard.
I was actually looking at the resorters. They do a long drive championship, right? And I was looking at some of those numbers. I mean, there was a couple that were in like the 380, 370 mark for the men, and Leah Scar ended up winning for the women, and she was like in the I don't know if she was like 280, 288 or something like that. And then the seniors were up over like 320. I mean, it was like
this at the Alexandria Municipal Airport.
Well, it is firm out there,
but it was pretty impressive. Yeah, it was on Instagram. They just posted it. So.
That is, you guys have both played in the tournament before. I've never played in the tournament or played there at Alexandria Golf Club before, and I had a chance to go and watch my daughter play. Boy, is that a nice golf course!
Oh,
yeah, very. I mean, again, it has that lakes.
Yeah,
it has that lakes feel. It's longer than Detroit Lakes, but not a lot longer. Tree lined up and down, left and right. Got to kind of move it around a little bit. Yeah, great. Always in spectacular shape.
Greens are awesome.
It's a great play. It's a really fun golf course.
And Birchmont, Bemidji Country Club, it's kind of same deal. Once again, a little longer than DL. Kind of just like how you explained Alexandria. All three are really kind of neat match play golf courses. Got some different shots you got to hit. Got some different holes that can be kind of electrifying and can be, even a little risk reward, I guess you could say. Like you take some chances if you need to.
Semi-final match at the Birch, I believe both players went extra holes. Both players shot 64 in the semis.
She won't.
That is unreal.
Said it was. I mean, again, shooting 64, and Nick Schaefer ended up winning the tournament. Nick Schaefer was part of that and was behind on the back nine and shot like, I don't know how low it was, but he made 6 birdies, something like that.
And that's a testament to. I mean, we see it all the time, right? When you're playing match play, you don't give two rips about your score, right? You're playing the match, you're playing the competition. You're not overly worried about what you shoot. So, oftentimes you see people shoot their best scores in match play, right? To have two individuals shoot 64, I would be surprised if either of those individuals, if it was a medal play competition, shoot 64, right? Now, I mean, we have to talk about there's games, concessions, those types of things. But I still think that, when you're trying to make a putt for birdie rather than trying to make a putt to extend, or trying to make, that changes the psychology of the make. It changes what you need to do to keep going in that match play type format. So I think that's an interesting take. 64s though, 264s. That is golfing your
It
ball.
is, again, match play. That's the beauty of it. Sometimes, always when you play in those tournaments, you're not playing with the person you're going to play next. You're playing with probably the other side of the bracket, and you get players like Pat Herzog. My second to last pine of palm was with gimmies was 11 under through 12 holes. Our match, we were both +4 through 12 holes. That match is over. The gentleman he was playing was 4 under, 5 under, and got done after 12. Done. And we're beating it around, kicking it out of trees. We're like 4 over par both, and we're can continue to play.
Black Cloud working his magic again.
There you go.
Yep, that's what I was bringing
Full
everybody
tilt.
down.
Is
with
that when
me.
Pat got out of golf?
It was. You know what? It actually he played. I don't know if he played one more year. That was the best 12 holes I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What else we got on the schedule?
Just going back to match play just for a second. So, like for you, Mac, when you played, did you within your match then, did you kind of have a game plan going in? Did you stick with that, or did you basically react to how your opponent was playing?
Tried not to react to how your opponent is playing, but kind of did sometimes, especially in golf courses that are like DL, where there were times that maybe your player was a little bit in trouble, or times where, you had to go for it. For me, like that holes 5, 6, and 7, that was kind of key. That was kind of a key place. You could kind of pick where a lot of matches are either getting over, but not getting over, but people are spreading out there, or people are making a comeback there. And those 3 holes were kind of key. 6 was different than it is now a little bit, because there was a parking lot down on the bottom right there that was more in play and more out of bounds, out of bounds a little bit closer. And not everybody, very few people even went for the green there. Everybody hit 5-iron, and laid up. But that 5, 6, and 7 stretch, and then 15 and 16 were kind of the key holes where you could maybe see where your opponent hit it and then do it. We didn't have a lot of you had obviously really good players, but you could kind of plot your way around, and you need to make some birdies. But yeah, it was fun.
It's interesting because it's like the one thing in match play I think you probably have to go into is expect the unexpected. And so
for sure.
That's like, when you said you kind of watch your opponent, and let's say he even gets in trouble. Now, I'm not saying penalty shots or anything like that, but just maybe he's in the trees or whatever. It's like, once again, do you stick to your game plan of what you think are your strengths? Do you play it more conservatively? If he hits a good shot, do you play it more aggressively? And so it's like, I don't know what the right or wrong answer is there, but
you probably try not to do that. I think players now are way better at having a game plan of what they're going to do. And obviously the good players had a game plan of what they were going to do no matter what happened. And I think match play, you're always told you have to expect that player to make the next shot. You think you're going to, you think he's in the trees and he's going to make bogey and he makes it, then what does that do to you? So if you come with that and think that the player is going to make the next shot, or not pay attention at all. Some players are really good at not paying attention at all. Mike Polak never paid attention at all. I don't believe Mike Polak even knew who he was playing, why he was playing, where he was playing, what he was playing. He was just literally out there, doing what he needed to do. And I think all the good players probably did that.
I'd agree with that mindset too. When you become that uber sensitive to what the other person is doing, you lose focus of your own game. I do think for a lot of people that, realizing that every shot matters for the sake of, if you are thinking that your competitor is going to make that next one, that helps a lot of people. But I would 100% play your own game, and I just put my head down and what'd you make on that? Okay, great, because I want to make sure that I'm in my own head and not playing the other person's shot at all times. I don't know where I was going with that.
And speaking of match play, kudos goes out to local Avery Bartels.
Yes.
They just had the Soda Series match play championship, and that was being held at
Craigan's.
Brainerd's Craigan's. I was there and I still couldn't remember that.
You got there.
And Avery ended up winning the championship this year, so that was pretty cool. So kudos to her. I'm fairly confident that she's the favorite to win this year's Class B. She's playing very, very good golf right now, and her season's on the way. So best of luck to her fall season. So
We had a local player from Fargo Moorhead win the North Dakota State match play in Jamestown. Mr. Booth, David
that's
Booth's
right.
son,
I forgot about Evan.
won the North Dakota match play, and he's going to start school at Bismarck. So congratulations again. All this local golf, bigger names, younger players that you're going to see move ahead. So there's lots of activities to pay attention to. Shout out to Don Izzo, Jeff Kolpak. They do a pretty good job of pushing golf to the forefront versus, and then again, football started this week. So that's over. Football. And then, but the guys still do a lot of golf. So it's out there.
Yeah. Evan, I don't want to say Evan's a late bloomer, but
Yeah.
Evan's, I mean, he has really played some great golf this last couple of years. And, he's played a lot of tournaments as far as the summertime, and he's worked at it very, very hard. And so that was really a cool feather in his hat to win a championship like that. So that was fun to see. What else?
I got nothing today,
driving
boys.
range project. We'll just talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that. We got a turf tee driving range project starting at Edgewood on Monday, so you'll see some activity there. The driving range is still open. We'll just have to kind of walk around the fenced area, but so
good luck, by the way.
They'll try to, in theory, right? Construction is perfect in theory.
It's going to be awesome when it's done.
It is.
Let's just keep that
It is. Yeah, just
in focus, right?
It is. And if you go out to our place right now, our driving range tee is a disaster just because of the activity we've had, and we've got a small tee. So they'll start scraping and doing stuff this week there. And then next week, I think they're scheduled to pour a little bit later in the week, and then they have to let it cure for 2 weeks. Then they'll put turf on it, and then they'll finish up. So September 18th, they're supposed to be out of there. We'll have a brand new turf area to use to protect our tee a little bit and give chances the golfers maybe open a little bit earlier, or maybe still open a little later because we have that.
Who gets to hit the ceremonial first
That's
tee
a
shot?
good question. We have to think about that. Maybe we should do a giveaway or something to hit the first shot off the turf.
I love it.
Huh?
Yep, that's good. So September 18th.
That's when that's scheduled. When they're going to be done. It's going to start this week. So but again, we are still open. We just have to kind of maneuver around where they're going to be.
That's going to be so nice out there. That as far as the practice facilities are concerned, you are definitely at Edgewood. You're concentrated there. So with this heightened activity that we've got in golf right now, your driving range, it's going to be so nice. September 18th. That's going to be great. Yep. So, any other projects happening?
No, except for speaking of construction, if you are heading to Rose Creek this weekend, I don't know how long it'll be, but they are University southbound at about 40th Ave to about 52nd Ave is shut down, or 40th at least up to Rose Creek Parkway is shut down right now. So you may want to look for another alternative route to get there. Going back to northbound is open, so that's fine. But
give yourself a little extra time to get to your tee time, and it does take a little while to wind yourself around. So that South University Avenue Bridge southbound is closed.
Tori, we need to send out a life alert or something.
Tori's avoiding us.
So
she played golf. She said she was going to play golf. She quit playing golf, and she started not coming to these.
Yeah.
YouTubes.
So. If we need to do this GoFundMe to get an update on where Tori is at, where in the world is Tori Benders, we can hopefully get her out on the golf course, because that was supposed to be like one of our big segments, right?
Yes.
Was tracking Tori's progress.
Yes.
So anyways, Tori, if you're out there, send us a proof of life. Let us know that you're okay. So you guys have anything else for today?
Nope.
All right. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, like, follow. We're on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. And this is Muni Misfits. Also, fargogolf.net. Pretty soon we're going to have fall passes, right?
September 1st.
There it is. Okay. We don't know yet what the pricing is on those.
We're working on that.
Okay. But we do know it's going to be just an awesome, stellar deal.
Huge
right?
sale.
Huge. That's what it was. And now we've come full circle. We started the show with the huge sale. We're ending it with a huge sale. That must have been what they were selling over there.
Could be.
The early fall passes. So yeah, those are going to be starting September 1. And yeah, if you need some motivation to get out and play some fall golf, there you have it. So fargogolf.net, and those will be available September 1. Also, book your tee times 3 days in advance for the 5 public golf courses. This is Muni Misfits. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you like the content, appreciate it. Follow, like, subscribe. We'll see you next week.